for the national team. I don't think so. Good night. Good night. Who am I speaking to?
Claudine.
Claudine. How you doing, Claudine? Good night.
Good night, sir.
All right. So what do you have to say, Claudine?
Kranky. The problem is, and I'm still mad at you.
I can tell.
Still mad at you telling about Dixon over Antonio. Oh my God, Kranky.
Why wouldn't I
went
talk
to
about
bed mad, wake up back mad, and still upset. Come on, Kranky.
That shows you how low I am, Antonio. No, Dixon's a good player, by the way. Here's the thing, Claudia. You can't beat me for that because, we haven't seen Dixon given the chance that Antonio's been given. Until then, you can't beat. Even though he play a lower league football, you can't beat me. Yes.
Kranky. The thing is, I'm not beating up on Dixon. I'm saying the guy has talent.
Right.
And no disrespect. But he is a developing player.
Yes, I agree.
He is not ready for this. I saw him in the last game, and more than once, the guy was pushed off the ball. He needs to bulk up, weight training. He needs a lot more. Antonio, there's only one redeeming thing you said. Antonio, I do not think Antonio and Boza should be on the field at the same time.
So who would you start? Who would you start of the two?
Antonio and Boza don't complement each other. And by the way, revisionist Jamaican, let me remind you that Boza will get 7 opportunities to score, and we'll probably put you in 2. So stop it.
So you play Antonio, but Antonio don't get any opportunity to score. Isn't that a difference?
Unfortunately, with Michael Antonio, the last game he was in, this was me going on. Someone please tell me, where's Antonio? Is he on the field? And then I'm watching the game really closely, and I'm wondering, what's Antonio doing so deep? We have no midfield. We have absolutely no midfield. This guy has to go back down deep. So hold on. How many times do you think Antonio can go back? Go all the way to the half line, collects his own ball, and create his own goal. Want what? Miracle?
So here's the question, Claudine. Why didn't he score a goal in the Gold Cup? Not 1 out of 5 games.
Kranky. Even Messi has a slump. Please, even Messi goes through slumps.
So Claudine, can you afford it? Claudine, one second, Claudine.
Intangibles are he's a guy that holds up play. Yeah. He's a guy that, he plays well with Damari Gray.
Yeah. But Claudine, can you afford a center forward who doesn't score?
He plays a better link-up game than most. No, I hear people talking about Cephas. Oh my God, that made my head explode. I saw the guy once, and who did I call? I said, hold up. He's fast, like lightning, yes. But apart from that, what else? And by the second game, the other teams has figured him out. This is football, people. Do you think we don't get the opposition? If your players are one-trick pony, how many times can you do the same thing?
Well, look, we agree that Cephas needs work, but he has some attributes which you can't teach. Yeah, he needs work. His decision making needs to be better.
Kranky, he has problems that you cannot teach. It has to be innate. And by the way, let me ask a question. I watched Cephas now, and the only time I've ever seen him pass the ball is when he passed the ball to Dixon or Boza.
But that's 2. No, you can't. He said all the time. No. That's 2 passes, 2 goals.
But is there anybody else on his team?
Well, maybe he has. Maybe he has blinkers. Maybe he has blinkers on. In horse racing, you have blinkers on, so you can't really see outside a certain periphery. Maybe he has blinkers on. He just sees straight ahead. Maybe he can't see right or left. Because you're right.
You mean just like our coach cannot seem to understand that we need a bloody midfield. I mean, come on. By the way, let me ask this question. Who on this team has this coach recruited?
That's a good question, right? So the question, the K Roys, the Lemberkeys of the world, did he recruit them?
They came from Paul Hall.
Right. So I don't know. I don't know who he's recruited actually. It's a good question.
I mean, seriously, he's been here 2 years. Who even let's give Liam Bailey his flowers. Liam Bailey has recruited.
Yeah, no, I know the coach has contacts, and I thought he was doing a good job of recruiting because if you think about the players, which players are coming on his domain? I can't recall.
This is 2 years. Tell me a player that he has recruited and brought into the fold. Because Omari Hutchinson, Paulo.
Yeah.
Bailey Kalamatari was already a target by Paul Hall.
But I don't recall Paul Hall bringing in any player. But Claudine, we're giving Paul Hall credit. I've always called him out for not recruiting any English player.
No. He has. Paul Hall has a seriously recruited players. They may not have come in at the same time, but they were called and were being recruited by Paul Hall.
Okay. Yeah, no, the coach hasn't bring in too many players of his own volition.
The coach hasn't, but I have not seen one player that I can say, whoa, that was an Hallgrimmson recruit. Okay, fine. I hear that we're going after Mason Greenwood, but hearing and hello, some of the players has been to Jamaica, but they have not. To date, I haven't seen them in the team.
Yeah, so I'm getting beaten from people saying we're using one of the worst teams to judge what Dixon is. But people, you can only use what's in front of you, right? You can only use the available.
Kranky, because trust me, I was sitting there going, oh no, Kranky did not.
Okay, Claudine. So Claudine and Chris, let me ask you guys this though. Back up. So answer this question. Did Dixon and Boza play the same game? Right? They play the same game, correct? Okay, it's the same opposition. Who looked better to you?
Dixon and Boza?
Yeah. They both played. They both
go with Boza because Boza had some the same intangibles that I'm giving Antonio. I'm saying Boza has over. It's the thing is with Dixon, he has the one, and I rate Dixon over Cephas. Why? Because Dixon has football IQ.
Right, but I'm just saying. People are saying he played against. They're saying he played against inferior competition, and what point I'm trying to do is an analogy, which is this. So if I have Dixon and I have Boza play against the same team, and to me Dixon didn't look worse than Boza, probably looked better, frankly, got more chances, movement was better, work rate was better. Why would I say Dixon doesn't seem to provide some of the qualities I'm looking for to play off the center forward? I'll probably play Dixon off Antonio than play Boza off Antonio. Because you're going to get more from Dixon mobility-wise playing the 10 or 9.5 than you get from Boza. Boza is more of a true center forward. Both he and Anthony, none of them to me really are good playing the 10. Or
Michael Antonio is not a true 10. He plays more of a 9.
That's what I'm saying. So neither of them is a 10. But if you're playing the two of them up front, to me, one is like a 9.75, a 10 versus 2 9s. So in essence, I think Dixon's better.
That's why I keep saying I would not put Antonio and Boza on at the same time. I don't belong. They don't mix.
Yeah, no, I can't fight that. I would agree they shouldn't be on the field at the same time. But the coach is playing them. Right, he keeps playing them.
That's why I'm telling you that this coach is a bird brain.
Yeah, he needs. Yeah, well, we can't help him. And he's and the JFF is pleased with the coach, because he's winning, which is the most important thing.
Of course, the JFF is pleased with the coach. They get to put in who they want.
No, I don't think. No, I think the coach they pick his own team. That's what he says.
I'm wondering. Well, he needs help. We need a technical director because obviously he wears. I mean, I'm sitting there. This is 2 years now, and we have no midfield. And I'm sorry. The reason why I have this bias, and I will agree, I am biased against this coach because of his hypocrisy. The day he says that Ravel needs to go because Ravel does not have a club, and the next week he did something that made me go, "What the hell?"
Right. So here's the Claudine. Claudine, would you
since?
Yeah. Would you fight a coach?
Done it since then.
So you're not Ravel disciples, but you know Ravel is not playing any football, so we can't talk about Ravel, right?
Well, actually, Kranky, there was 3 EPL team that was going after Ravel. I don't know if, well, we all know Ravel. I don't know if Ravel had turned up to any of their things. But there was 3 EPL team that was going after him just 2 months ago.
So Claudine, someone in the chat said I can't have you, Claudine, the coach, bird brain. Well,
tell that person there's such a thing called freedom of speech.
So Claudine, what would you do with the coach? Would you retain the coach? Would you fire the coach? Would you keep the coach?
I would give at this stage we can't be jumping to fire a coach.
Okay.
We have to think in terms of contract. What his contract says. JFF already cries that they don't have any money. That's one thing. So therefore the contract is there.
Okay, if you didn't have contract restriction.
We can put in someone called a technical director. Someone who comes in and helps him pick. Because come on, you mean to tell me all the players that we have had, both here at home and abroad, we can't come up with 2 decent, half decent midfielders.
So Claudine,
can you imagine what Mexico is gonna do to us?
Well, we play Mexico well, don't we? When we play them nowadays.
Yeah,
we did not in the Gold Cup, but we play decent. Yeah, we have them. We have decent. When we have Pinnock and them in the team, we play them half decent.
Yeah, we play them half decent, but come on, Kranky. I've said this. I've said this, and it's a bit mean to say. We are gung ho to make World Cup, but my question is this: say by some miracle, we make the World Cup, right? We get there. Then what?
Then we'll do like we do in '98. '98 we went there. We beat Japan. Yes.
But Kranky, we went there '98. Yay! Hallelujah. We don't want to just go there again.
No, but that's what you hear Rudolph and others are talking about. Rudolph Speed, right? Is putting a system, processes, structure in place to make this process sustainable and not a one-hit wonder. I would be a 2-hit wonder if we go back to the World Cup.
But Rudolph Speed speak talk the talk, but does he walk the walk?
Well, I
Action
think
speaks louder than
I agree with you. So here's in some ways. So if you look at the accreditation for coaches in Jamaica, the coaching clinics that he's not clinics, but coaching courses that he has been overseeing, putting in place, getting people educated, getting their certification. He's doing some of that. Now, obviously, they have to do more. But go back on one thing that you said that he said before, which is this about technical director. He said in the coach's contract, it clearly stipulated that the coach has the coach's right to pick the players who he wants to pick, and the JFF can't interfere with it. I think that's contractual, so they can't break that contract, which is why I say the coach is the one who picked the players, not the JFF or anyone else, because in his contract it stipulates he does so of his own volition. So you can't pick for him. He picks the team. He picks the team and he picks the players. So therefore, any decision made about the players, unless it was financially, they can't come, is the coach's decision.
Ricardo Baggio, you seriously ask a question like that? If Antonio has football IQ? Really? Seriously, dude?
Well, no, I think Antonio has football IQ.
That question does not require an answer. For me to actually answer you, I'd be as dumb as a doorbell.
Well, no, I'm not going to knock people's IQ. Even Cephas is people want to. There's a difference between Do I have the
And
intellect?
note, I'm not talking about their intellect,
Right.
I'm talking
Under the
about
football, you talk about football intellect.
IQ.
Yeah, I understand. Even some players you think on football IQ is because they have developed bad patterns of how they play, bad behavior on the field, meaning not bad behavior being unruly, meaning I have the ball, I've been encouraged to dribble all my life. That's what I do well. That's got me where I got to. So I'm going to keep on dribbling. Versus saying, you know what? Play the football on its merit. When dribbling is there to be done, you do it, given facts and circumstances.
That's why I said Antonio will be given a job. And you just like Bobby Reid. Bobby Reid will be given a job, and Bobby Reid will go out there and execute it. It may not look pretty. It may not be a glory thing that he's scoring 10 goals, but he's doing a job, and he's doing it damn good.
Right, I hear. People, please hit the like button if you come into the chat. You haven't hit the like button yet.
That's the same thing I was saying to you, Kranky, that when I was watching and I was looking for Antonio, I kept watching because I'm like, this guy's missing in action because I'm expecting him to go towards goal just like you. But I know he wasn't really doing that.
So you're saying you would start Antonio? So
listen, this is where I'm flexible. If the coach starts Boza and then take Antonio off the bench, I don't see a problem. But I just don't think both of them should be on the pitch at the same time.
So we agree on that one.
One can start and the other come off the bench. I would take Boza off the bench. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I'm flexible with either of them starting, even though I think Antonio hasn't scored enough to justify starting.
No, I would take Boza off the bench. Reason being, you're putting remember, you're talking about Mexico. And this is Antonio's upside. They know who he is. They know his reputation. He will occupy 2 or 3 of them.
But does his play align with his reputation?
And his hold-up play is good. Like I'm saying, he has a very good link up with Demarai Gray.
Right.
But Kranky, I mean, like I'm saying, he's in a slump. But you know that cream always rises to the top.
Yeah, but Theme Cream not right. Something wrong with Theme Cream because he now scored. Something wrong with Theme Cream.
I can't remember one time he was beating Ravel, you know. I remember you Jamaicans were beating my Ravel.
No, me not beat Ravel. No, Claudine.
Show you his
no, Claudine, that's not true. I am the person who get criticized for saying Ravel should play even though I don't have a club. I beat Hector. There's a difference. And I've come around on Hector over the last 3-4 years. I used to beat Hector 2019, 2020. I've come around on Hector and Ravel. I don't think I've ever beaten Ravel.
Hector was given a job.
No, Hector to me wasn't his first Copa America. I wasn't impressed. Subsequently, I was impressed, but I saw him up live in Orlando in 2021. I think it was during COVID, and I was impressed. And I've been a Hector proponent since then. But I've always been a Ravel proponent, by the way. I've always made excuse for Ravel, even though he makes bad decisions all the time. But in the football field, I think Ravel is someone with certain skill sets that we don't have. Not yesterday, now tomorrow, we're not having anytime soon.
The only person I really see that would be a really good replacement for Ravel is Amari Hutchinson.
But Amari is not really a midfielder, is he? He's
not really a midfielder.
Yeah,
he's not a true midfielder, but he can play.
He can play the 10, but he can't play the 8, right? He can play the 10, he can't play the 6 or the 8.
He can't play the 8. He can play the 10.
Yeah.
He can play the 10. And I think we should, I've said it before and I'll say it again. What do we have to lose? Give Delano Splat a chance.
Yeah, you know what, Claudine? Someone has brought it up to me a while back. They mentioned Brandon Cover and Splat, and given how well they're playing for their academies in this under 21s, whatever they play, as to why they don't get an opportunity to play, or bring them into the team. We're bringing in some of the younger players. So the question one can ask oneself is: if you're bringing in the Reeds of the world,
we bring in Dixon, now we're bringing
Reed,
Whisper, and these guys. I'm saying, give Splat a chance. Give the young man a run out. I wouldn't really put him in, but we put Dexter in fire, and Dexter came out
Yes.
goal.
Yes.
So let's get an opportunity. We can't get any worse. We have no midfield.
Yeah. No, by the way, Claudine, did you subscribe? Have a check with you now.
I haven't subscribed yet, Kranky, because you upset me.
Wait, Claudine, you have play a game with me subscription. I don't understand, Claudine. You have play a game with the
But,
subscription thing.
me give it my likes.
You give me a like, but you're not coming. So is that?
I'm not coming to you, Kranky.
You're not married to me. Yes, I.
I'm coming to you.
It's a love thing, lighting versus a love thing. We don't understand you, Claudine. As I'm lighting you,
Kranky, we can't come to you.
You come like the Jamaican man them as I'm lighting love thing. Commit.
Because you frighten me, Kranky, when you're concerned about Dixon over.
No. I said that Antonio is not scoring. I need an alternative. My alternatives are Bowser and Dixon. I've been impressed with Dixon's play, and I said he has to get more opportunity. Doesn't mean I don't rate Antonio, but you got to start scoring. He's like Balogun playing for the US. They chased him for 2 years, and he come in. He's been poor.
J-Ross, you're bad. We have Marshall. Yeah, right. I mean, J-Ross has a point. This guy Marshall, seriously? If we can give these guys call up in the team, why can't we call either Splat or Brandon Covers?
So how would you assess the coach's performance today? Summarize it for me. Summarize it. Okay, we're soon close now. Summarize the coach's performance today.
The coach, as far as I mean, he annoyed the hell out of me when he was putting players outside, to play out of their position, out of position. That part annoyed me, but every coach does their thing. So I gave him, he was okay. But the moment he came with the hypocrisy, he turned me off. He turned me off to the point where I started giving him 5s.
Oh, okay. But so you judge him more on the field of play and his result versus the shenanigans?
I have a problem. He has a problem with when he's to make when he's improved a little bit. But when he's to make changes on the field, it takes him a while to switch out players. To me, this coach like I said, it's my major problem with this coach is his selection. His selection is horrible. I'm wondering, it's technical. The technical side of football is not his. As a defensive coach, he's okay. But come on, we need a balanced team. There must be a balance, because how long we're going to be the team that just park the bus going nowhere? No one to advance the football up the field. And then we beat Antonio with a sledgehammer. Score when he's not getting any service. And other teams, I'm looking at Grenada walking through our midfield like, hello?
What do you mean, Grenada? What do you mean, Grenada? We don't play Grenada. You mean Dominican Republic?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Walking through our midfield like they think is a corn piece and you just come for boiled corn.
I don't live a country, so I don't know about the corn piece. I don't live a country, so I don't know about the corn piece.
We're going into South America. We're going into South America. We're going to face players. Hopefully, we don't come up against Colombia and some of those.
Well, we're playing Ecuador. We're playing Venezuela.
It will be good.
Yeah, we're playing Ecuador and Venezuela.
It will be good for us to play these teams because we'll get a feel for another. But come on, Kranky. That's why I keep asking this question. Okay, so fine, we make it to the World Cup. Then what?
Right. So I do think what normally happens is this, as you said earlier, inferred, which is we're building a sustainable model to allow us to go to multiple World Cups, not just one. And hopefully we can continue to enhance the squad during this process of qualification. By the time 2026 come around, we'll probably get players will improve. We'll get some better players. The ones in the squad hopefully will improve. So we can compete at the World Cup, not just be there to visit and leave, right? But if we put the mechanism in place and the structure in place.
I'm saying, yes. Exactly, Kranky. We need to do that. And one of the ways in which we will do that, pick the damn best players. Forget where they were born, if they even come from out of Mars or Venus, if they're purple, Pick the bloody blessed players. And stop letting me sit down there going, huh?
I can't disagree with you, Claudine. Can't disagree. I mean, I've always talked about the concept or idea that if you're a citizen, you should be eligible for all rights and citizenships, all rights and privileges afforded a citizen. It shouldn't be that, you know what, I was born in Jamaica, so I get more opportunities. We should treat everyone the same. If we're going to give them the passport and the citizenship papers, then they should be allowed.
Then give them the opportunity to let them prove their worth.
Yes, I would agree with you.
I mean, it's just like with Lambakisa. When Lambakisa came, Fuzzy decided he's not good enough. One try he got in the national team, and he's there permanently.
Yes, and he came very young.
I'm saying,
he came, what, 19?
We have young players. We have young players like Splat, Brandon Covers. I see Chris Smith was saying Casanova. I don't know much about Casanova. So I don't really like to talk about players I don't really know much about. But I've watched Splat and Brandon Covers. And I think I heard JD talks of another guy. What's his name? Mother something. These are young guys. By the time the World Cup come around, they'll be right within their peak. Put them in. If these players can compete against the others that are currently there, let them compete and prove them. If they're not good enough, then they're not good enough.
Well, I'm glad you're agnostic.
The excuses.
Yeah, I'm glad you're agnostic as to where the players come from, who gets in the team. I think that's important. And I think you're very open-minded about just wanting the best players regardless of their birthplace. And that fairness and equality and all that should reign in terms of how we pick the national team. So I think you should be lauded on that, Claudine. Not being parochial like some people.
I don't care where they come from. Like I said, I don't have a problem with Dixon because I see this guy can improve. He will get better.
Right.
He will get better with time. But the national team is not there to develop players.
I don't know about that, because that's not how we operate as a country. We think it's a developmental squad.
That's what I'm seeing happening in Jamaica. But I mean, people will go back, oh, Bibby was so much. But when Bibby came in, he played. He didn't play like some squad.
Yes, and the coach found Bibby, right? He found Bibby. He was, 17 when he came to the squad?
Yes.
There was an established player there.
Bibby came in, he fitted in like he was playing a long time.
That is true. That is true.
So you can't justify saying, oh, well, when Bibby was young. No, it doesn't work. Look at Hendricks. And here's some people talking about Gel. What the hell? Hendricks wasn't playing in Brazil's national team. The guy went in and he played like he was playing a long time. People say, oh, you can't compare Brazilian. Well, read the guy's backstory. He wasn't in an academy. He was playing street ball. And then he got a club. And then he climbed to where he is. So why can't our players play street? Bibby wasn't in an academy. He was playing street ball and then he went to Harborview. Why can't our other players develop that? Even Dixon was in a good system. Obviously, because he has a good football IQ. His positioning is good because he is in the right place. It's just that I think he needs to go to the gym. He needs some more body mass.
Well, he's young enough, so your body take a while to develop.
I see him kick a ball towards goal and I fell over laughing. There was no power in the kick.
But they say he's scoring a lot in training, actually. That's one of the reasons why the coach loves him. He's been putting the ball in net in training. So
yes, but training is one thing. Coming out on the field, facing your opponent is a whole different ball game.
True. I like the player, though. I think the player will do well going forward.
And I do. Yeah. I do. Like I said, he has a lot of upsides. He's young. He's hungry. He'll get there. But what is our objective? This is what I keep saying. What is our objective? To get to World Cup.
So, Claudine, I'll close out the program. You'll close the program for me. So, take me home, Claudine. Take me home.
I'm taking you home by saying, Grimmy, sometimes you just have to man up and make the hard decisions. We don't make decisions to make everybody. Obviously, you will never make everybody happy. But if you go out there and choose the best players, then that's all we can ask for you. But it does not look good when you're out there saying one thing and your action and your words don't match. The hypocrisy thing, it just doesn't fly. It turns off other people. And if it turns off us, the fans, can you imagine the players?
Claudine?
So I'm just saying, man up and take the reins and make the right decisions. Don't know if you can redeem yourself in my eyes, but hey, every man needs a second chance. So get out there and make the second half of your time worthwhile.
All right, Claudine. Well, Claudine, we appreciate the call. Thanks for the summary. This call was brilliant, frankly, in pointing out a number of things, including beating the host about him thinking about Dixon versus Antonio as if his head got hit or something. But I appreciate you, Claudine. I appreciate you being here. And Claudine, not only do you need to subscribe, you need to go out there and get about 100 subscribers to add. Because if you haven't subscribed yet, and just hit the like button, Claudine, boy, I tell you, I don't understand you.
Well, we hit the like button.
All right.
Because the discussion good. But like I said, this is a marriage. And if one of us is going left and the other going right.
I thought the man always make the woman them wait, Claudine. But a different thing you work on. You work on a different thing.
2024, Kranky. 2024.
All right, man. Have a good night. Appreciate you.
Have a good one.